Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to showcase another base for you guys, and well, even though I know this base will get copied a lot, not only I want to share the base link with you guys, but as well I want to talk a little bit about base building. So all of you guys who just want to take care of the base link, it's down below in the description. But if you guys want to learn about a little bit more how you can make your own bases better, well, stick around for the video and I will explain everything to you. And we're starting off with taking a look at the base. Then as soon as we did that, we're taking a look a bit more about on the traps and figure out what exactly is important right now. And then we will do the next thing, which is going to be we will take a look at a couple of attacks on this base and figure out what went good and what went wrong, kinda. So first thing, let's take a look at the base. And the first things which I'm doing right now when when creating a base is I freaking hate E-Drags. Like, I don't only hate using them, I hate defending against them. So that's why I'm really paranoid and always having those two gaps around important buildings. For example, if I want to protect my my air defenses, they're always isolated. And there's nearly always isolated buildings around them. For example, this expo, which makes it sometimes really hard to actually get E-Drags to the air defense on the other side as well. And then you can see that as well on the trash buildings around the upper air defense as well. And well, that's how I try to defend my air defense a little bit better. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not, but at least I'm trying. That's like the first thought when I'm going into the base, that I want to have my air defenses isolated to have a little bit better chances of defending against E-Drags. So this is the first thing basically. And the next thing is kinda to, well, just take a look at the traps, because I feel like the traps are right now one of the most important things which makes or breaks a base. So let's take a look at that. Right now, one thing which we changed kind of in the German video were those walls. And those are kind of like walls which I need to change because before they were located a bit different. But now there's the possibility of having giant bombs around the town hall, which makes it harder for the goblin blimp to actually, like, you have to go from somewhere else. Like, if you want to have a goblin blimp, you need to come from those angles. Otherwise, you always risk running into a giant bomb, which is kind of nice because the sweepers are pointing into that direction, which means you need to take out that those sweepers, and then you still have those air defenses, the black mine and the enemy queen, which could still kill your blimp. So this is kind of the thinking behind that. And all those small mind games you can take into like consideration. Then the next thing is giant bombs. You want to have giant bombs where people are usually dropping their king, for example, and using the king ability. So for example, at the queen. So someone would most likely try to drop the king over here. Maybe he's trying to drop it from over here. But either way, they're giant bombs to make sure that those barbarians are dying as quickly as possible, because the king is one of the strongest troops, like strongest heroes overall. You have 4 obviously, but still the king is one of those things which you try to deny the value of his ability. And this is why you need to try to defend those barbarians if it's possible. So if there's like one location where most of the people are dropping their kings, there should be at least one giant bomb to make sure that the barbarians are getting killed. And then yeah, what is the next thing? The next thing is most likely the spring traps. And this base is pretty decent against Queen Charge Hybrid. At least, for example, you guys will see it in the second area from MCS tried to attack it as well in Legend League and he failed. So it's working pretty good against Hybrid, especially those spring trap locations, like a couple in the core or like near those Inferno Tower compartments are pretty good. And they're doing pretty good normally against Yeti Smash as well. You guys will see this base is killing it against Yeti Smash, at least so far. The next thing obviously is going to be, I really like right now the 4 ground expos. Even though this is more like a legend thing, like Legend League thing, it's kinda needed because so many people are using ground attacks. So if you can defend those, if you get tripled sometimes by air, it's not that important. Even though I did not got tripled by air so far, so nice for me, I guess. But yeah, this is kind of the setup. Then the next thing, try to defend the most likely entry with black mines, like for either a Yeti blimp or, for example, for how do you say, the healers. those sneaky annoying troops. So yeah, most of the people are thinking like, especially if I like once again like get rid of the traps, most of the people are thinking, okay, easy funnel over here, then like just go in over here and get the town hall basically, and the backend will be, let's see how we will make for the backend. But first, the way looks kind of far, so people are expecting traps over here. But everything, this is just a crazy big mind game, because you guys can see like all of the traps are at the bottom of the base. So if someone is deciding to come from the bottom, he will most likely not make it. And this is kind of the gamble which they are taking, and the gamble which I'm taking as a base builder. Because if they're coming from the top, the tunnel is kind of free. That, like, you can see it. There are not too many traps. Most of the traps are at the bottom. But this means, on the other hand, as well, if someone is taking out like the top side, with the queen charge or whatever, the back end is not too easy, because there are so many spring traps, etc. So it's not too easy to make it through for like hybrid or stuff like that. So yeah, it's not too easy overall. But I think what we should do right now is let's concentrate on a couple of replays. So let's get out of here. You can see the rest of my bases. It's like, I don't know, none is working, so that's totally fine if you copy those as well. But what we want to do is let's take a look at the defense log which I have. And you can see there are pretty high defenses. So if you guys are thinking like, oh, this base is crap, those are other bases which I tested. So you can see the difference. Like, even though there's a 1-star, you can see the difference. This is where it's starting. That is the base which I just posted. And I can prove it to you. Like, take a look at this replay. Copy this base as well. You saw it was not doing too great. But this was this base. And now let's take a look at the 0-star. This was the base which I just posted. So from this point on to the bottom, I'm always using this base. And just take a look at the defenses which I had. Like 0-star, 1-star versus area, which is a good player. So 82% is for me, it's a success. Then 1-star, really low percentage. Decent percentage, I guess, for a defender. 0-star, 1-star, pretty high percentage. This guy did pretty good with Yeti Smash. So 1-star, low percentage, 1-star. So even guys, you can see it though. So it's in the beginning of the season, I have to say it, but still, it's doing pretty well. And this is so far my best, or like right now, my best base, which I'm giving to you. The reason behind it, I will talk about that in a second, because I right now, like, I have a huge motivation hole. I don't know how to say that in English. I hope it's somehow correct. Because, I don't know, I feel like pushing for 2 seasons straight, it's pretty time consuming. So, I don't know. I would just take a break, not from uploading on YouTube or whatever, but I would take a break of pushing. So I don't need any good bases right now, right? So this is right now my best base. It defended for me really well. I got for it into the top 3 in global. Was a nice video. And yeah, that's it. So my complete honest opinion on that. And let's take a look on a couple of attacks over here. Those attacks are not the best, obviously, but they are kind of showcasing what makes this base kind of strong. And that's the really tough funneling as well. And even though, yes, most of you guys, since I expect most of my viewers are being pretty good at the game, even though you guys might have done it better, but you can see it in all of my defense log. Like, I didn't fake any of those, so you can see that this is a problem which a lot of people have, the funneling. Which means if you can create bases where funneling isn't that easy, like on this one with the Tesla farm, it's making defenses so more easier. Yes, good players can counter on, or like good players can work around that, but most of the other players, and this is like 99% of the Legend League players, can't work around that. So this is something which you always have to keep in mind. So yeah, for me, this was doing pretty well, this base. The funneling was going horribly wrong for him, so this is why this attack is going wrong. And yeah, so this is another thing which I want to say. Even though I'm mainly streaming, or like only streaming in German, there won't be any streams in the near future of me, because like I said, right now I'm not really pushing, so I don't play too much COC right now. And yeah, I just want to keep you guys up to date. I feel like otherwise it would be way too fake if I'm just saying like, yeah, everything is great, kinda. So yeah, that's just I just want to throw it out there. Meanwhile, we're enjoying this amazing attack in the background. And yeah, I have one more attack to show. I will just skip it over here. It's hurting. It's hurting. The next one attack won't be even better, but still I can showcase a bit how good this base actually is. So yeah, once again, like I said, most of the people are trying to come from the bottom because they're not getting this mind game. And I know after posting this base on YouTube, most of the people will figure it out at some point. But this means for the first 1 or 2 days, this base might be still good. Another thing why I'm using or why I'm uploading always bases on YouTube is not only because I want for you guys to copy the bases. That's not the goal of this. The goal of my videos are basically that it motivates you guys to create your own bases. If you guys are saying, hey, Itsu, I like this tunnel compartment, it's super cool, I would just copy that and then like create my own own base around that. That would be something which I would be super happy about, because yes, those YouTube bases tend to do not work anymore as soon as I post them on YouTube. That's how it works, right? Like, that's super normal. But one thing which is the main goal of those videos is to motivate you guys to build your own base. And this is why I'm always explaining the bases and trying to give you more ideas on how you guys can create your own bases. That's kind of the goal of me for those YouTube videos. Either way, this guy is kind of funny. He used this vulnerability early on. No one knows why. But yeah, now I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's doing something else meanwhile. No, that's harsh. I had attacks like this as well. So, but either way, now he's getting to the town hall. And one thing which surprised me when I saw this attack the first time is he says the Yeti blimp. How is he not getting the town hall? Like, he says the Yeti blimp, he's taking out the sweeper, and how is he not getting the town hall? Like, that's crazy. And now you have to think about those like kind of isolated or like Yeti blimpable, is that even a word? I don't know. But those town halls where you normally use the blimp, it's super strong right now because Yeti blimp got nerfed. And well, like I said, like the Yeti blimp isn't as strong anymore, and the town hall is surviving, all calculated. It's, it's like, this poor guy. I'm so sorry. Either way, otherwise it would have been 66% 2-star, which is totally fine as well as for me as a defender, but 1-star, even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope this base will work really well for you at least a couple of days, and except that, I hope it will motivate you guys to build your own bases, or like sometime, or maybe even tweak those bases. Maybe go for the mind game, put all of the traps on the other side of the base, so everyone knows, like from my YouTube video, hey, it's to put all of the traps at the bottom, so I can attack from the top, and then he's running into all of your traps. There will be some crazy funny things. Let me guys know. You can tag me on Twitter or like Instagram, whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys back tomorrow for another one. And yeah, stay safe, have fun, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.